Hello Capricorn, it's Ashley. Let's do your reading for the week of October 10th. We're going to look at past, present, and future and see where you've been and where you're headed here shortly in the near future. This will not resonate for every Capricorn out there. If it doesn't, make sure you go check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus to see what messages might be there for you. There is a schedule listed down in the description box of when I release each of the elements. Or you can just hit that notification bell and you'll be notified anytime I upload. Leave me a comment down below if you feel like this is your reading. I love to hear from you. And heads up, I have a brand new head cold. So hopefully my voice survives the reading and doesn't act up. So just ignore my congested sound here. Alright, Capricorn, what do we got? The Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Swords, and the Five of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so we have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. So this is Mercury's card, which would be Virgo, Gemini energy here, as that's the signs that Mercury rules. Now, Mercury is retrograde, right? And he will be for the rest of this week. Next week he goes direct. So it could feel like this week there's not a lot happening, not a lot manifesting. But it does look like that's what you've been trying to do here, is manifest for yourself something new. And looking at the spread here, it does look like there's been some frustration. It could be that you have been kind of concerned about your finances. Things are moving very slowly, and that is altogether dissatisfying to you. But I do feel like there is a nice turn of events here. My candle just went out. A nice turn of events here coming in. And I feel like part of it is because perhaps some of the worrying, some of the stuck energy has just gotten so old that you cut it out. I mean, we have the Queen of Swords as your center card, and she's pretty clear on what she wants. You can see she's holding up her sword, and she's got her hand held out, pointing to the future here, right? And so she's ready to receive exactly what she deserves, and she's not willing to accept anything less. And so let's see what's going on here. In the past position, we have this Imagine card. And so it could be that you've definitely been in this realm of manifestation, you know, even consciously picturing what you want, feeling into it, fantasizing, daydreaming, that kind kind of thing. But you can also be doing that from a negative standpoint, right? When we're really fantasizing into the fears that we have about something, and kind of bringing up some of those more challenging emotions. And I say that because we do have the Five of Pentacles here, which is kind of this, you know, rejected, out in the cold, lost, even financially strapped kind of energy here. But we do have the Wheel of Fortune here in the recent past with the Four of Pentacles. So it could be that leading up to the week of the 10th, there's been some sort of shift happen. But I'm wondering if with this Four of Pentacles, you're still holding on to something here. Because in the week of the 10th, we have letting go. So it does feel like you're kind of getting more into the flow here. So let's see what might have been going on with all this fantasizing. What were you trying to manifest? The Five of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant. And the Seven of Swords. With the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Hanged Man. So some Pisces, Taurus coming in there. We also have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius there. And some Aries with the Emperor showing up. And with the Four of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Wands and the Five of Cups. Okay, so kind of what I'm feeling here is that there was some sort of commitment that was broken in the past. And perhaps someone left you behind, and that put you in that Five of Pentacles rejected energy, right? Perhaps you felt that they left you behind, and there was some abandonment that came up with that ending of that commitment. And I think that on some level, you've been here waiting for a more evolved masculine energy here. Now, flip it and flop it depending on your story. It may be that you've stepped more into your masculine energy as you've waited for your feminine. So just take it as it resonates here, but it's been like this super long stuck waiting period. But I think what it has done, this imagination, this manifestation energy here in the past, is you've gotten a lot better idea with that Hanged Man. You see how his head is lit up with that enlightened perspective. So this waiting time has actually served you so that you know what you want. And clearly here with the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Five of Cups, you also know what you don't want and what you're not going to accept, right? That Knight of Wands can be flaky energy. You know, someone who's not very committed, but they're hot one minute and cold the next. Can even be a player energy, especially with that Seven of Swords showing up here. It could be that you were dealing with someone in the past that was not very truthful, or that's how it seemed, right? From your perspective. And now you're guarded against that because it put you through a lot of pain. You know, whether it was like what happened to you or what part you played in the past, it feels like this solid rejection of anything that is not evolved, mature energy. Now, we have the Emperor, we do have the Empress showing up in this last row, so we'll talk about that as we get there. Now, in the current position, we have go with the flow. It says letting go, cleansing, and receiving. And so I feel like there's something that you have released, right? You've kind of let go of something. There was some sort of shift, and you are now releasing it. And even though things are moving slowly with that Knight of Pentacles, it's like as soon as you get clear and demand your worth here, then suddenly we're in the Knight of Swords, which is a lot faster energy, right? So it's kind of like this transition is just slowly trickling into place here. So what is going on the week of the 10th here? What do we have? The Knight of Pentacles. We have the Star, so some Aquarius energy. And the Four of Swords. So the healing process has been happening. It's been ongoing. But you know, the healing process isn't like a super fast process, right? I always kind of question if someone heals really fast. To me, that probably means that there's something they haven't directly faced and healed. But everyone's different when it comes to their healing process. And I do feel like you are taking grounded steps to heal yourself on a permanent level. So it almost feels like the healing process for you is going deeper. Because, you know, depending on what your beliefs are, the healing process is never really over, right? We heal something and then at some point it comes back up and we heal another piece of it and we kind of just go deeper and deeper and deeper. And so what this feels like for me though is that when this Wheel of Fortune came in and you had this shift in perspective of what it is that you really want, something about that took you deeper in the healing. It's like you pulled something up by the root rather than just trimming it down slowly, if that makes sense. So that feels really good because at least now you know some aspects of that are not going to keep coming up for your attention, right? With the Queen of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords. So clarity for sure. And the Knight of Cups. With the Knight of Swords, we have the Nine of Wands and the Strength card. So some Leo showing up here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air coming in strongly in this row. Yeah, I think you're cutting out anything that isn't exactly what you want. And so if you are receiving offers from potential suitors, or it could be anything. It doesn't even have to be a love offer. I feel like this was probably a love committed situation. But again, with this Wheel of Fortune, when you decided what your worth was and what you're willing to accept, I feel like that trickled throughout your whole life. And so I don't think you're willing to accept anything but the best for yourself. And it could also be that until you receive an apology here for what you have experienced, that kind of have this feeling about you, like, don't mess with me, because I'm not gonna, you either come at me correctly or you don't come at me kind of feeling. And with this Knight of Swords, we have the Nine of Wands and the Strength card. And I think that you are going to remain strong in your rejection of player-like energy here. You are guarded up in some ways. It's like, because you're wanting to persevere forward into the future with, you know, this healing, you know, this whole row is about going with the flow and receiving. And so it could very well be that this Queen of Swords with her hand extended is receiving the apology that she deserves, right? And I think you're just being straight up as well with your communication. There's a ton of communication going on here in this reading, and so expect that for the week of the 10th. But I almost feel like, too, you may be dealing with someone, like, you've done all this healing, and they're maybe not quite there yet, right? It almost feels like opposites here. Like, you've gone super deep, and they're still, like, kind of in their ego a bit. And so, you know, keep that in mind, that this person may not yet be on your level, which essentially just means they're not yet ready to step into that mature energy that you require, okay? With the Empress coming in the future position, I love this depiction. We have the pearl kind of sitting at the bottom of this, like, little cave here, and it's lit up. And so there's some sort of, like, abundance, some sort of growth, like a prize almost coming in here. Now we do have the Four of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Six of Wands here. With the Four of Cups, we have the Six of Cups. So some sort of past soul connection, and the Two of Cups. So somebody's definitely coming in to offer a cup to you. And it may be this person that you've cut out from the past. When I look at this angle, that could be the case. It could also be this person that left the commitment that we talked about, and you've done this healing, and now they're showing up. Why do we have the Five of Swords here? Wheel of Fortune again. And the Eight of Pentacles. So this person, I feel like, has had a change of heart, and they no longer want the drama and the conflict. They want to work on this with you. And I would say from a career standpoint, you could have a very positive offer coming in here. If you're watching this for any kind of career tips and advice, I do feel like that is also a possibility with those showing up. The Six of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands, and the Judgment. So somebody from the past definitely coming through, wants a new beginning with you, wants this to grow with that Empress, wants to kind of offer you that pearl, and they want a victory here. Now again, in this row, there's a lot of ego there, with the Strength card and the Six of Wands. So keep that in mind. With that Four of Cups showing up here, though, I'm not sure if you are going to accept this offer, but I also feel like for some of you, you just don't see it coming because it's been such a slow process to get here. You know, we do have the Magician at the bottom of the deck, and right below that, we have the Three of Cups. So manifesting some kind of reunion here, right? And it's been a slow, painstaking process. But again, the slowness of it, the timing of it, feels quite related to your understanding what you're worthy of and standing strong in that. And it's like because you needed that time to discover that, it's given them the time to recognize that this is something they want to work on. And it's like they're stepping out of sort of this ego energy and kind of maturing here. So it looks good. Your manifestations are happening. It can just feel like the timing of it is like a snail's pace sometimes, right? But like I said, Mercury retrograde ends next week. So depending on what comes in, you may even want to wait to make a final decision on what you want to do here with this person until the retrograde is over, because there's still more to uncover with that Mercury retrograde as he goes direct. There's going to be some final pieces that come in and clarify things. So, all right, Capricorn, good luck with this. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.